know she's a floozy. Boy, wouldn't Bob be bothered if he knew. Oh, we're live! Good evening, listeners of Dixon County Ragtime Radio. I'm your host, Gale Winderson, with my co-host, Sandy Fisher. Howdy, Dickle Pickles of Dixon. Now, before we get you started with the smooth tunes of today, we've got a lollapalooza of breaking news to share with you. Wait till you hear Mr. John Wright died last night around 2 a.m. Now, there's some dispute as to how he passed into the great beyond. And here with us, we have Miss Martha Hale, who owns a neighboring farm. Now, we have some questions for you tonight. To start, did you know Mrs. Wright before her marriage to Mr. Wright?
Well, I did know her when she sang in the church choir on Sundays. Golly, that must have been some 30 years ago. She was a lively lass back then.
Now, you say this as if it has changed?
Well, ever since she married Mr. Wright, everything's been all wrong.
Oh, sorry, folks. We're having some technical difficulties in the studio. Now, Miss Martha, can you describe Mr. Wright to our loyal Dickle Pickles?
Well, I'd say he was pretty cold and mean-spirited.
Now, there has been some speculation as to the nature of this case. Many people are accusing Mrs. Wright of murder. Now, if she did do away with the old man, why do you think she'd do it?
Well, I'll only visited a lick, but because I do know he was such a slight man, I do suppose she would have been in quite a pickle.
Do you think he was maltreating her?
Why, no one can say what she was doing in that household. I just regret not seeing her more often.
Well, thanks a bunch, Miss Hale.
It's been a pleasure. Got a skidoo.
Now, Dickle Pickles of Dixon County, we have another guest for you right after we hear the hot new single, Dancing in the Park with Joan and Frank on a Sunday afternoon after church by Bob Johnson. Enjoy. Oh my goodness. Anyway. Mr. Peters, who happens to be the sheriff of this fine town.
Well, hello there.
Now, I'm not trying to steam you up, honey, but have you found any evidence of the culprit?
We have some evidence pointing to his scent of a wife, but it's not strong.
And why do you think someone would kill him?
He might have been a Weisenheimer, but his wife likely got batty and started acting like a crook. She probably wanted more and more and more until he wasn't good enough for her. You know how women can be old dingbats.
Pardon?
She probably just went off the deep end, most likely because she's a crackpot. You know how women can be when they don't get their way.
You don't suppose he was abusive?
No, she probably just went cuckoo. Lots of women lose their minds when they get older. He didn't have good control over the floozy, I suppose, and rebelled and kicked his can.
Well, that's enough of that, thank you. Good day, Mr. Peters. Don't trip on the stairs and die there, sweet pea. Oh, my word. All right, Focaronis, that's all for tonight. It's curtains for us. Make sure you get a fine night's sleep and drive real safe now. Tune in tomorrow for a good time and some swell numbers to start your morning off the good old-fashioned Dixon County Ragtime Radio way. Gee, Gale, I am wet. Well, you would be, you know. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock sharp. Thanks for tuning in, Dickle Pickles. Hey, you crackpot, where's my latte? Oh, Sandy. Yeah, well, I Are we live? Wow. All right.
2.
Hi, folks. How you doing? All right, Pokeronis. That's all for tonight. It's curtains for us. Make sure you get a fine night's sleep and drive real safe now. Tune in tomorrow for a good time and some swell numbers to start your morning off.
She probably just went off the deep end.
Most Sundays. Golly, that must have been about some 30 years ago. She was a lively lass back then.
It took 0 again. You know you're